It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 4th day of January in 2020. Welcome one and welcome all on this Saturday morning. Broadcasting from the farm in Forest, Virginia, which is in Bedford County, right near Lynchburg. First of all, welcome if you're new. We've been on a nice steady climb of subscribers. We're up to 1,675, I think the last number is. We're moving to the 1,700 threshold steadily. And I appreciate that. Welcome to all of you. If you're new to this space, we meet here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning to discuss travel and cruise industry news. In this channel, we discuss all facets of the travel and cruise industry, including the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, my interview shows that are called Chillie Chats, and of course, the travel and cruise industry news. Over and above the 3 days that we meet here at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, if something breaks, something happens new, I go live immediately and get it on the air on the fly. So we try to keep everybody updated on major happenings in this limited space that we deal with in travel and cruise industry. As always, folks, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please hit the little subscribe button down there in the lower right-hand corner. The bell notification will tell you as soon as I go live or when I post a new video, which is fairly regular. And as always, folks, and I very often never think about saying this, but I appreciate a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you folks are listening and watching, and let them know that either you like or dislike him. You give me a thumbs down too, but it lets YouTube know that you're out there. So before we get to the stories of today, pause for a commercial break. Do you have a bad back, bad hips, bad knees, or any other mobility issues? Think about Scootaround. For scooters, walkers, wheelchairs, even oxygen needs, delivered right to your cabin. Scootaround for all your mobility needs on your upcoming cruise. Okay, a sip of coffee and we'll get going here this morning. It's not been the greatest week in the world for news, at least in our space. Of course, there's a lot of world news, but that's not stuff that we deal with here until it specifically affects us in the travel and cruise industry. 2 cruise lines have raised prices, and we have mentioned both in little smaller segments. But Carnival Cruise Line and Celebrity Cruises are raising fees on everything from gratuities, beverage package, and specialty meals during the first week of 2020. Here's what we know about the latest price increases. Celebrity is raising the daily gratuities by $1 per person per day. The new gratuity rates go into effect Monday, January the 6th. They go up to $15.50 per day, per person per day in standard accommodations, $16 per day for concierge class and aqua class staterooms, and $19 per day, per person per day for suites. And of course, that doesn't go to the cruise line. That is split up between stateroom attendants, dining room services staff, housekeeping staff. They get that money. That's not actually to the cruise line folks. They add a 20% gratuity on all things like the Celebrity does on beverages and all that business too. So That's what celebrities doing. Carnival, on the other hand, has raised fees on 2 optional extras. The green eggs and ham breakfast has gone up $1 from $5 to $6. You find that it's usually once per cruise for the kids. And the Cheers beverage package has gone up starting January 1st. So price increases without increasing prices is what both Celebrity and Carnival are doing. So going to cost us a little bit more to cruise now, which is not surprising. A couple other minor stories from the week. Not necessarily minor, but yeah, sort of minor. The Carnival Elation, of course, which is operated by a Carnival Cruise Line, accidentally spilled gray water at Port Canaveral when it was in port. That would be on Thursday. It accidentally discharged the water as it was returning from a 5-day Eastern Caribbean cruise. Apparently, a gray water valve failed and unintentionally discharged from the non-sewage wastewater system. The cruise line has made it clear that no sewage was discharged. Carnival acted quickly, addressed and resolved the issue, notified the authorities, including the Coast Guard. So, I mean, they're owning up to it. It was a accidental spill. It happens anytime you're dealing with big pieces of equipment, which a cruise ship is. There can be, failures and stuff that you don't foresee. The Carnival ship last went into dry dock in 2017. It's scheduled to receive another dry dock and refurbishment in 2020, which when they're in dry dock, they go over all those things, and if they're looking like they need to be replaced, they replace them. That's all part of the dry dock issue. So a little bit of a black eye from Carnival on something that really wasn't their fault. And it does happen on occasions. The other Carnival news this week was from the Carnival Fantasy. Was unable to depart on her scheduled cruise out of Mobile, going to Mexico, of course, because of fog. As of Friday, the ship remained in port. It finally did get out. Of course, that changes the itinerary for that cruise. Hopefully, by the end of it, it'll be back on its regular schedule, so it doesn't affect the next cruise. And there was no news as yet what Carnival's doing for the folks that were affected by the change. So, once again, weather issues. This time of year, it happens. So, anytime we go on a cruise, folks, you just have to take that in stride. The cruise lines can't control the weather. Stuff happens. I mean, I've been known to cruise a lot during hurricane season. Why? Because you normally get really good bargains. So the couple times that I've been involved in storms when I was on a cruise, it's the price you pay to get a bargain sometimes. But anyway, that's me. So the other problem this week was from our friends at MSC, the Meraviglia. That's the Meraviglia, which is new to our waterways here recently in this part of the world. When Mother Nature threw a monkey wrench into the itinerary of the Meraviglia with high winds, stranding the cruise ship in Costa Maya, Mexico, got off to a little bit of a rough start for the Meraviglia, whose first cruise of 2020 was set to take passengers from Miami to Ocho Rios, Georgetown, Costa Maya, and Ocean Key before heading back to Miami. At least that was the original plan. Unfortunately, the high winds made the ship unable to depart Costa Maya. That would have been Thursday evening. And as a result, the passengers thought they might have some extra time when they got to Ocean Key. But due to weather conditions, it looked like Ocean Key was also going to be a problem. So they just got that whole itinerary was screwed up due to wind based in Costa Maya. So they're back. They have had to change the itinerary for this week, and they'll get back into Miami and start the next cruise. And I'm sure MSC is going to do something for the folks. And again, I don't have word on what MSC is going to do. But weather happens. This time of year, weather can happen any time of year. We're not in hurricane season now, but you get fog and you get winds, and price we pay to cruise sometimes. There's not a whole lot we can do about it. Okay, many of you guys know that I have a preferred sense of humor. And the funniest thing I saw this week, it came last night. I told my sister and brother-in-law that I wanted to go out and have sushi to celebrate getting that damn PET scan finally done yesterday. It was supposed to be Thursday. When I was on Thursday morning, I made mention of it that I was supposed to have a PET scan on Thursday. I got there and get to check in for the PET scan, and the insurance had not gotten properly approved, so they couldn't take me. So I thought, oh, well, we'll have to wait, a month until I can get rescheduled. And they called in about 2 hours and said, you need to be here at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So, which was, of course, yesterday. So I did have the PET scan yesterday, which means I went through 2 days in a row of having to prep for it and drink 84 gallons of water because they want you extremely well hydrated. And I couldn't eat any carbs. It was almost like being on a keto diet. I had to have all protein and no carbs. I don't know what the hell that had to do with the PET scan. But anyway, I guess it's because they shoot you full of radioactive dye and they do this test on your insides. But anyway, they said I wouldn't glow in the dark. So, I don't know. The dog didn't seem to get upset last night. So I guess I wasn't glowing, which is a good thing. But anyway, I told my sister and brother-in-law, I'm going to go out for sushi tonight to celebrate. And I had one of the favorite things on the menu at my favorite little sushi house is a redneck roll, which is a tuna roll with masago, whatever the hell masago is. But anyway, I like it. I don't mind being called a redneck, so I don't mind eating a redneck roll. And I posted a picture of it last night. So my nephew's wife down in Florida posted this. This is a redneck sushi roll, which I found hysterical. An all-beef hot dog fried in cornmeal tempura and garnished with a tomato reduction. And folks, if you don't know what the hell that is, that's a corn dog sliced up with some ketchup on it. So that's a redneck sushi roll. I'm still giggling over that one. So anyway, that was my chuckle for the day. I hope you guys get a smile out of that one as well. So I just checked over for the comments and nobody has comments. I don't even know if anybody's here. I hope I'm live. Everything I'm showing here is that I'm live. So anyway, that about wraps us up for this Saturday morning on Travel and Cruise Industry News. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I will see you guys on Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. for our next scheduled broadcast, or live if something happens between now and then. So as always, folks, keep on smiling and be good to each other. We'll see you Tuesday.
Thank you for watching today's travel and cruise industry news. Join us every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern for another episode. Travel and Cruise Industry News is a production of Chillie's Cruises.